The point of the study was to take a look at the kinds of things that local school districts can do as they develop their principal corps, and importantly, how might those actions be supported by state governments. States actually have some power over policies that influence the principalship and influence the work that principals do. So rather than thinking about principals as just a local responsibility, a local function, the idea was to think about where are these synergies between state action and local action. A lot of people look at the principalship and say, oh, that role has been transformed. You know, principals have a very different job today than they had, let's say, 15 or 20 or 30 years ago. I think transformation is the wrong way to think about it. I think what's really happening is there's a layering. All of the old jobs are still there, right? Doing the budget, the hiring, you know, shoveling snow off the sidewalk if there happens to be a storm and you got to get the doors open. Like, you see principals actually do this work sometimes. But now there's more. There's the mentoring of teachers, there's the more attention to instruction, and these other things that you just mentioned about being the face of the school outward to the community. Critical race theory, other conversations about equity, support for teachers, right? Teachers are feeling very stressed, especially in the last couple of years. Principals, I think, can be huge in these conversations, in part because they are sort of a pivot point between their school community, right? The parents, the groups that get involved with the school, volunteers and things, teachers, and the larger administration. One of the things states can do to support excellent principals in the most challenging schools is to make sure that their evaluation policies don't deter principals from taking on the most difficult assignments, right? Because if you are a great principal whose skills might be suited to working in a school that needs to be turned around, you wouldn't want that person to not take the job because they're scared that, oh, there's no way I could get a good evaluation. Given the state policy for evaluation, I would fail. I'm not going to do that. I need to go somewhere where I know I have a chance to succeed. The goal of the study really, it's not to provide a lot of answers. It's not like a cookbook or a set of recipes where it's like, do these 5 things and everything will be great. It's really organized around a set of questions that state and local folks and people interested in principals can use to have conversations. Because every context is slightly different. Each state and locality sort of starts in a slightly different place. And so I'm trying with the work to steer these conversations in directions that I think can be productive, especially for states or localities where they don't really even know where to start.